The Sacramento Regional Solid Waste Authority to order. And at this time, I'm going to ask the clerk if you would please call the roll and
Okay.
the public
Ashby,
statement.
Carr,
Here.
Frost,
Here.
Kennedy, Natoli,
Here.
Cerna, Guerra, and Peters.
Here.
Thank you. You have a quorum.
Okay, and if everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and if everyone is okay with the agenda the way it is, we will move into oral reports. Tim, how are you today?
I am good. Is this working? Excellent. So, sorry Doug Sloan couldn't make it, so I am filling in for him today. For general manager's report, I just want to bring you guys up to speed on some of the efforts staff has been making as far as working on some of our blight and litter issues and some of our other work. We now actually have a contract finally with Midtown Business Association to wrap some of our litter cans with local artists' work. So that should be pretty interesting, and we're looking forward to seeing those wraps get on those cans out there, and hopefully that'll maybe spur wrapping some of our other cans out there in the community. So should be pretty neat. We have 2 agreements executed with our local P-bids for the Cash for Trash program. So we hope they start taking advantage of those disposal benefits that program provides. Code enforcement from both the city and the county are sponsoring cleanup days. The city has one on March 9th and the county on April 13th. So those are coming up. Other cleanup services, we have a contract now with the Sacramento Conservation Corps, and they will be doing essentially on-call litter and illegal dumping pickup throughout the county, and, well, I should say throughout the SWAT area. So that includes rural areas, parks, and just our typical urban problems. And so staff will be working with them to schedule them up as far as where they pick up.
Madam Chair, if I just, so Tim, on that, so when we say the rural areas, you said the SWA franchise, that includes the entirety of the county?
South County, yeah.
South County. So, because we do collect money from the franchise haulers, which then goes back and helps, is that correct?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
And then who will roll that program out? Who will be doing that?
Well, it's a SWA contract with the Sacramento Conservation Corps.
Okay.
So SWA staff will be working with the Corps
Bless you.
to identify locations where they go out.
Okay, I'll give
So-
you, I have a big list for you.
Send it over.
I'm just
Yeah.
going to send you a map of the South County. I was going to say, here it is, go.
Well, if there are particular areas.
But
you
there
know,
are roadways that really are littered that have, the litter is accumulated over the years. This wet winter has helped wash some of it, unfortunately, into the waterways or elsewhere. But, between bumpers that fall off of cars and a chair here and there, and again, the solid waste in the corporate area working with DOT gets the larger stuff, the refrigerators and washers and dryers and mattresses, but a lot of the stuff that's either medium size and or smaller, it's just, accumulations are.
Well, this is a new program for us, so we'll be working with them, and if you have particular areas you want to see addressed, send them on over to us, and we'll try to get them in the queue.
Just one other question, because I actually had a group approach me, and we've had this program in the county for a number of years, and I think other jurisdictions have had it as well. We've had the Adopt a Street program, but there are folks who don't necessarily just want to adopt one street, but would like to participate in cleanups. And I know that I had a group approach me just as recently as last Friday that they want to do a one day, but then they want to do it regularly, and looking at a collection site that when they accumulate it, and I'm going to reach out to DOT and Sac County DOT and SWA, or solid waste and recycling. But my question being is that if you have a group that would want to be out there to be a complement. And some of these folks are retired in this case, and be a complement to the core contract. Is there a way to maybe coordinate that so we can actually, pump it up a bit relative to the forces? Because you're going to have traffic control out there with the core folks, and such. I say traffic control, but watching.
We would have to look into that.
Okay,
Yeah,
maybe a way to partner, to actually bring it
Yeah.
up, because these folks, and they can do it during the week, so it wouldn't necessarily have to be just a weekend activity, or you just maybe think about, as you were describing that, it might be a way to, build upon, and maybe even some of the civic organizations that have adopted streets and would be willing to, in addition to, be a part of the effort out there, and not to confuse things, but to actually complement it. So,
Okay, well, we'll look into it.
okay, good.
Yeah,
I'll be in touch.
All right.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks, man.
Director Carr, did you have
Yes,
something?
quick question. Quick question for you on your box. On your wraps, are you working with the Arts Commission on that?
I believe so. Do you? It's Midtown Business Association, and then they're working and soliciting proposals from artists, essentially. And this is they'll be up in Midtown.
Okay, we've done it twice. And what we found was that a theme works better as opposed to getting a bunch of individual artists. Choose one artist or two and have a theme in mind as you do it. The Arts Commission can help you out.
Well, the contract we have with Midtown involves SWA and the review of the designs. So we certainly...
Midtown needs to is going to make that decision, is that what you're saying?
Well, no, but we get to approve the final designs.
It's your stuff, yeah.
So the general manager has the authority to reject them if we're not happy with what is going out there.
Maybe you can just pass on the
Sure. Yeah, we will.
information.
We can provide those prior to that approval, so you guys can see what we're talking about.
Thank you. And is that the entirety of your report?
No,
Okay.
I got a couple more items. We're working with code enforcement in the probation department and the Department of Waste Management and Recycling to get a contract together where we would have probation out picking up litter, with code enforcement providing kind of the information of where the problem areas are, and waste management picking up the collected litter. So we're still working on that. And then finally, we're working with both the city and the county on possibly implementing proactive illegal dumping junk removal teams. And so instead of being on a schedule and appointments, these teams would go out and be more focused on just areas that are problems, that we know are repeating problems, and we go out and clean up those areas. So we're working on that. Next month, we'll probably bring some more information on that.
Are you, code enforcement is coming out to Orangevale. Is that something you're working with code enforcement on for a garbage pickup day, or is that completely separate?
Code enforcement manages those events themselves.
Okay.
So both code enforcement groups do those. We provide some support and give them some money for the disposal side, but it's primarily a code enforcement effort, right, at this point at least. We'd like to maybe get them some more money and expand those programs.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. Director Natoli.
Yeah, Tim, again, I find all this very encouraging, and I heard in your last comment you're going to bring something more in writing next month, but I think having, these conversations, kind of fully developed so we know, where we might this is either going to be a supplement or a new effort, because to me this is, I think is good steps, not just a step, but good steps in the right direction. And I think, again, bringing some resources, bringing some staffing and or contractual personnel, and then working in concert, because I think to the problems we've all acknowledged throughout the cities and the county and throughout our community, this goes a long ways towards, staying at least with, some parallel in trying to keep up with, accumulations in, large debris piles, and I know you scramble already. So I guess what I'd like to see is that, in addition to the verbal report, and maybe you're going to bring it next month, but where it is, and I think to Supervisor Frost's comments that we all have community meetings, we've got folks approaching us, and I think really being able to step out this spring, it sounds like, shortly, and to build upon the partnerships that are out there already and make a difference. Again, so I'd like to see more, because there was nothing in writing to actually even, maybe that was good from your standpoint, because I ask enough questions anyway, but I'd like to see a little more behind this so we can kind of know, and all of us in our respective areas, both county and city, to really build on this. This is good stuff. And then I guess what's the associated cost, so we know, what we're investing in this program, and what that means, because we held that money in the budget. So I trust that this is where some of the
Yes, this is utilizing some of the money that you guys designated earlier this spring. Unfortunately, as you know, it just takes a long time to get any program up and running, and so that's what we're working on.
Okay, so you or Doug will be bringing us written information regarding the Conservation Corps contract, the partnering with probation.
We'll give you an update on it.
Okay.
All these contracts are going out under general manager's signature. Okay. So they're under $100,000 contracts as we move forward.
But so I guess we need to at least know those terms. So that is it for a year? Is it for 6 months? What's the geography to be covered? Some of those things that help us. So
yeah, we can give you an update. And next month we're actually scheduled to have code enforcement in to give their kind of annual reports of what they've been working on. So that'd be a good dovetail into that.
Okay. All right. Thanks.
All right. Finally, just wanted to give you an update on our, the city and the county are partnering on an organics procurement for residential and possibly a commercial collection of organics in response to SB 1383. That RFP is out on the street. We've responded to contractor questions, and we expect to receive proposals in early May. Associated with that, the SWA is entering into an agreement with a consultant to help us with the evaluation of those proposals. And so we've received those proposals, and we're in evaluation of them at this point.
How many proposals did you receive?
We received 3 proposals. They're all excellent.
They're
very good proposals.
Excellent, you said.
Yeah, 3 local firms, very capable of helping us out.
But just the city and county, no other outside jurisdictions wanting to?
Well, the city of Folsom is participating in that procurement, but this contract would be for the city and the county.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that as far as the general manager's report.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, next item is consent items. Do we have any questions or comments regarding consent or a motion?
Second.
Okay, moved by Director Carr, second by Director Natoli. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And next item is the election of chair and vice chair for 2019, and the chair will nominate Eric Guerra for chair. Okay.
Since he was vice chair last year. And so that makes someone from the city the chair. We've been rotating this for a few years. So we would need the county representative. And I know of a gentleman who's been an outstanding citizen.
I can think of
Been
someone too.
dedicated, honest, loyal, and true. I would
Don't
nominate
overstate it now.
Don Natoli to be vice chair.
Thank you.
Okay, moved by Director Carr, second by Director Peters. All in favor to elect Director Guerra as chair and Director Natoli as vice chair. Say aye, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries, and we have a new chair, and that's what happens when you're not here.
Thank you, Mr. Carr, for your kind comments.
We'll let our new chair know when we see him next. And our next item is regional,
Before you go on to the next item, could I ask staff to clean up the board of directors list on the stationery?
Yes,
At the
now
next
that we
meeting.
have some clarity on
Yeah.
where we're at with it,
Okay.
we will do that.
Great, thank you.
Okay, great. Item 7, a regional organics diversion update.
And we have a slide for that.
Presentation. Do you do it on the back?
There you go. Next one.
Keep
Keep going. I'll start giving a little bit of an update on item 7. Way back in 2015, which doesn't sound like way back, but it's been some time now, we implemented the organics diversion requirement to meet AB 1820.
Could I ask you to stand between the microphones, so we can't hear you when you just speak
The
into
two.
one?
Okay.
There, that's much
Okay.
better.
All right. Okay. In 2015, the Solid Waste Authority implemented the Organics Waste Diversion Program, which included the certification of organics processing facilities. And also, if you'll recall, we had Tier 3 generators that were incentivized to jump on board. And then in 2017, you will also recall that shortly after that, some of the certified facilities that we had on board weren't meeting the requirements. We had some that had financial difficulties. We had one that had a fire. So back in the spring of April 2018, the board passed Resolution 2018-01 to waive the recycling incentive fee penalty. And what that is that haulers are required to meet a 30% threshold of diversion, but for the organics part of it, that was waived for the time being. Since then, we have had numerous conversations with our franchisees, as well as looking at the options that are now available for the diversion of organic waste. And so out of those conversations, there are 2 resolutions that have been prepared. One is to remove or rescind the waiver on the recycling incentive fee, which means now they're back to the 30% requirement. And the second one, which is to suspend the certified food waste recycling facility program, since most of the infrastructure that's developing or is in place is not participating in this program, and also because, as I will talk about in item 8, there are new state requirements that are being put in place for certifying facilities. So these 2 items are related to readdressing where things are, where the infrastructure needs to be right now, but there will also be code changes that we will be addressing in the next couple of months. Are there any questions?
Do you have any questions? Do we have any public comment on this item? It looks like we might, and maybe we don't. Pardon me?
Yeah, on 7 and 8, I don't know if you want
Okay, do you want to wait until we get, okay. Okay, any questions on 7? Director Natoli?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Quickly, so the incentive that was provided, I understand why that's now being recommended to be suspended. Obviously, the rough period has passed, and there are outlets by where to haul this. But are there additional costs being incurred because of the distances? This is a little vague on that detail. We knew before they were in Zamora or they were over at Jefferson Prairie or whatever. I don't know where these other facilities, you talk about them in general terms, that some have modified their permits to accept the waste. So is it just that they're hauling them, 4 miles over the county line, or are they hauling them, 70 miles north? I mean, I don't know. And so, again, the incentive is to help with the diversion shortcomings so they could actually, find other outlets. But and the costs are being incurred. But if there are travel costs, I guess it makes me, without knowing what that specific is. So,
Well, the Solid Waste Authority is not involved in the costs of what a franchise hauler charges their customers for the material, but it really depends on what material we're talking about. Item number that was on the agenda, the update that we provide to Cal Recycle, we have to know where the stuff is going to every single month and report that to Cal Recycle. So it really depends on whether we're talking the green waste, the landscaping waste, or the food waste as well. Primarily, Right now, most of the material is being directed towards the Yolo County landfill and transferred there to the Napa Valley or Napa Recycling because this is a new program that's evolved. So it's not the same, I'm sure it's not the same pricing structure that they would have had if they had based it on Clean World, but perhaps some of the haulers can address that cost.
But you've answered a question that wasn't in the written report. So the organics are going to Yolo County and
Yolo County and some locations, hog farms, animal feed.
Yeah, you
There's
just
a
talk
number of
because
them.
again, you just talked about some agricultural enterprises. Again, I'm just trying to get some definition around this to understand it. So that's my question. So maybe without taking a lot of time here this afternoon, if somebody could just, again,
Yeah.
because we have to know by virtue of the manifest where that's going. I mean, that's what they report to us. So we report that to Cal Recycle. So I guess I'm asking you to tell me and this board, at least the locations. I'm not so much concerned about the tonnage, but when we know it's being disposed of
locations, yes.
properly. But locations, yeah, because we talk about the ones that they couldn't go to, but you don't tell me where they're now taking it to.
Yeah. Yolo County accepts it at the landfill and they transfer it to Napa Recycling. There's some materials that are going to Smitty's Hog Farm.
To what?
There's,
To where?
Smitty's Hog Farm. It's a hog farm, and they take the food waste down there.
All right.
Some of it goes all the way down to Newbie Island in the Bay Area from Republic Waste. So this material is getting sent a long ways in an attempt to comply with these requirements.
Okay. If I could, Madam Chair, maybe a little more detail behind that than in written format so we can have a chance to look at it. I mean, I do read reports.
Yes,
no surprises, but
the one report on the consent item, which was the Cal Recycle Diversion Compliance
18.6.
Report, has that information. But also, I'll make sure that in the next month that is more, because we are asked to give that information to Cal Recycle on a monthly basis.
okay.
So that
Again,
information is
Are
available.
you asking for that prior to,
no, I don't think we.
Center.
No, I don't. No,
Okay.
I don't need it prior to. Again, so if your staff reports are linking that, again, then
Understood.
redirect me. Say but didn't even say that. So okay, got it.
Got it.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.
any other questions of staff? And we do have one public comment from Dave Sikich.
Hi, Board. My name's Dave Sikich
Dave.
with Atlas here in Sacramento. And I just wanted to say that we support the rescinding of the recycling incentive fee because it's really no longer needed. And then also want to thank you for waiving the recycling fee on the haulers over this last, whatever it was, 6 or 9 months. It really helped us a lot to garner new relationships with other processors. And we do have a home for that waste now. And we appreciate your patience in allowing us to come into compliance.
Oh, it's great
you.
that worked out.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Dave. Okay, so any comments or a motion?
I move the staff recommendation.
Second.
Okay, motion by Director Carr, second by Director Natoli. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I'm assuming everyone was thinking aye.
Did it quietly.
You said it quietly. Okay. Okay, next item is a workshop on waste diversion program development and other potential code amendments.
There you go.
Okay, as a result of what I was talking about earlier on, but also staff has been keeping a finger on the pulse of AB 901, which the final rulemaking has been is now in place, and the Cal Recycle is now conducting training sessions beginning next week. And while some years ago when I reported on this, we anticipated some impact on our waste haulers, that is really not going to be the case. They really focused on the facilities that were in place. So recycling facilities, composting facilities, as well as food processing facilities, all have to be registered with the state. So as a result, this has a substantial impact on the code, which had these requirements in place. So we are now in a situation of duplicating a substantial amount of work that the state is now putting in place. So there's a number of issues that we're bringing, that we'd like the board to consider in terms of code changes that are related to that program, as well as some of the requirements on diversion on the generators, because the Title IV, which when it was initially created, was aimed at addressing primarily recycling and diversion. It was not meant to address things like general trash levels or management of bulky items. So because of the conversations we've had with what do people in multifamily properties do with bulky items, there are some code changes that we would like to bring to you next month. So that's the bulk of, there's some minor issues as well with regards to the discussion, but with regards to multifamily, I want to add that we have had conversations with the California Apartment Association, so what we're doing is very much in concert with what they would support, and of course, the code language would be submitted to them for, for feedback as well. But this would be a workshop that would be conducted next month.
So you're looking for direction to just move forward with this for next month?
That's correct.
Okay. I think everyone's amenable to that.
Super.
So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Did you have a speaker on this item?
I do not. Well, did you want to speak on this also, Dave, or you said 7 and 8? No. No? Okay. So with that, do we have any comments, other comments from the public or comments from board members? This meeting is adjourned.